see fair Padua, nursery of arts. I'm arrived for fruitful Lombardy, and by my father's love and leave, and armed with his goodwill and thy good company. Our trusty servant, well improved in all, here let us breathe and happily institute a course of learning and ingenious studies. Tell me thy mind, for I Pisa left into Padua come, as a man that leaves a shallow plash to plunge him in the deep, and with Sadie seeks to quench his thirst.
Sir, I'm all as affected as yourself. Though we do value this good moral discipline, let's be no stoics nor no stocks. Talk logic with acquaintance that you have, and practice rhetoric in your common talk. Music and poetry used to quicken you. Mathematics and metaphysics, fall to them as you feel your stomach serves you. No profit is grown where no pleasure is ta'en. In brief, sir, study what you most affect.
Trinio, well dost thou advise. If Biondello thou wert to come ashore, we could at once in readiness find a lodging fit to entertain such friends as time in Padua shall beget. But stay a while. What company is this?
Master, some show to welcome us to town.
Gentlemen, importune me no further, for I am firmly resolved, that is, I shall not bestow my youngest daughter before I have husband for my eldest. Now, if either of you both love Katerina, because I know you well and love you well, leave to court her at your pleasure.
She's too rough for me. There, Hortensio, will you any wife?
I pray you, father, is it your will to make a stale of me amongst these mates?
A mate's maid? How mean you that? No mates for you unless you were gentler, milder mold.
I faith, sir, you shall never need to fear. I wis it is not halfway to her heart, and if it were, I doubt not her care should be to calm your noddle with a three-legged stool, paint your face, and use you like a fool.
From all such devils, good Lord, deliver us. Me too, good Lord.
Sir, here's some good pastime toward. That winter's stark matter, wonderful froward.
But in the other silence, do I see a maid's mild behavior and severity? Peace, Trinio.
Bianca, get thee in that let it displease thee. Good Bianca, for I love thee nearer the less, my girl.
A pretty Pete, it is best put finger in the eye, and she knew why.
Sister, content you in my discontent. Sir, to your pleasure humbly I subscribe. My books and instruments shall be my company, on them to look and practice by myself.
Baptista, will you be so strange? Sorry am I that our goodwill affects Bianca's grief. Why will you kneel her up, Signor Baptista, for this fiend of hell, and make her bear the penance of her tongue?
Content ye, gentlemen. Bianca, get thee in. And I know she taketh most delight in music, instruments, and poetry. Schoolmasters will I keep within my house fit to instruct her youth. If you, Horatio, or you, Signor Grimio, know of any such, prefer them hither, for to liberal men I am kind to my own children in good bringing up. And so I take my leave. Katerina, you may stay, for I have more to commune with Bianca.
Why, and I trust I may go too, may I not? What, shall I be appointed hours, as though belike I knew not what to take and what to leave?
You may go to the devil's den. Farewell, yet the love I bear my sweet Bianca, if I can by any means find a fit man to teach her wherein she delights, I shall wish him to her father.
So will I, Grimio, but a word, I pray. Though the nature of our quarrel never brook quarrel, know now upon advice, it toucheth us both, that we may yet again have access to our mistress, to labor in effect one thing especially.
What's that, I pray?
To find a husband for her sister.
A husband? A devil?
I say a husband.
I say a devil. Thinkest thou, Hortensio, though her father be very rich, any man would be so very a fool to be married to hell?
Tush, Grimio, though it pass your patience and mine to endure her loud alarms, there be good fellows in the world, and a man could like them, would take her with all faults and money enough.
I cannot tell. But I had lief take her dowry with this condition, to be whipped at the high cross every morning.
Faith, as you say, there be small choice in rotten apples. But come, since a bar-in-law makes a so far forth friendly maintained, till by helping Baptista's eldest daughter to a husband, we set his youngest free for a husband. Sweet Bianca, happy man be his dole. He who runs fastest gets the ring. How say you, Grimio?
I am agreed. And though I would have given him the best horse in Padua to begin his wooing, that would thoroughly woo her, wed her, and rid the house of her. Come on.
possible love should have a son take such hold?
Oh, Tranio, till I found it to be true. See, while I idly stood by, I found the effect of love and idleness. And now in plainness, I do confess to thee. I burn, I pine, I perish. Tranio, if I achieve not this young, modest girl, assist me, Tranio, for I know thou canst.
Sir, 'tis no time to chide you now. Affection is not rated from the heart. If love hath touched you, not remains.
Oh, I only saw a sweet beauty in her face.
Saw you no more? Marked you not? Her sister began to scold and raise up such a storm that mortal ears might hardly endure the din.
But I saw her coral lips move, and with every breath she did perfume the air.
If you love the maid, bend thoughts and wits to achieve her. Thus it stands. Her oldest sister is so cursed and shrewd that until her father rid his hands of her, your love must remain a maid at home. Therefore he has mewed her up, because she will not be annoyed with suitors.
Oh, what a cruel father's he! But take care, he did take some cunning to get her schoolmasters to tutor her.
Marry am I, sir, and now 'tis plotted.
I have it, Tranio.
Master, from my hand both our inventions meet and jump in one.
Tell me thine first.
You will be schoolmaster and take on the teachings of the maid. That's your device.
Can it be done?
Not possible. We'll be here in Padua as in your part. Take care of Vincentio's house, ply his book, visit his friends, his countrymen, banquet them.
I have it. You will be master. See, Tranio, we have not been seen in any house, nor are we distinguishable by man or master. So you will take my steed and take house, port, and servants as I should. Therefore, uncase thee. Now, if Biondello comes, I will charm his tongue.
Where have I been? Nay, how now? Where are you? Master, has my fellow Tranio stolen your clothes? Or you stolen his? Pray, what's the news?
Soraya, come hither. 'Tis no time to jest, therefore, from your manners to the time. Your fellow Tranio here pits on my accountants to save my life, and for my escape pit on his. See, for in a quarrel I fear I killed a man and was described. So you shall address him as Lucentio, for I am Tranio now.
Aye, sir, never wit.
And not to jolt a Tranio in your mouth, he is changed into Lucentio.
All the better for him, would I were so too.
Aye, faith, boy, and me to have the next wish after, that Lucentio indeed have Baptista's youngest daughter, but not for my sake, but your master's. I advise you use your manners discreetly in all companies. For when I am alone, then I am Tranio, but in all places else, your master Lucentio.
Now, come, one more thing rest, that thyself shall execute.
Verona. For a while, I take my leave to see friends in Padua, but of all, my best beloved and approved friend, Hortensio. I trow this is his house. Romeo, knock, I say.
Knock, sir. Whom should I knock? Is there any man has refused your worship?
Romeo, knock me here soundly.
Knock you here, sir. Why, sir, what am I, sir, that I should knock you here, sir?
Grumio, knock me at this gate and rap me well, or I will knock your head.
My master has grown quarrelsome. I should knock you here first, then after I know who comes by the worst.
Grumio, knock when I bid you, Dylan.
Help, my master is mad! How now? My old friend Grumio and my good friend Petruchio. How do you all at Verona?
Hortensio, come you to part the fray?
Rise, Grumio, rise. We'll compound this quarrel.
Nay, look you, sir. He bid me knock him and rap him soundly, sir. Well, is it fit for a servant such as myself to use his master so? For being odd, I see, 32 a pip out. Would to God I had knocked him first, then after had Grumio come by the worst.
I bade the rascal knock upon your gate, and could not get him from my heart to do it.
Knock at the gate? Oh heavens, spake you not these words plain? Knock me here, rap me here, knock me well, and knock me soundly. And now come you with knocking at the gate.
Petruchio, patience. I am Grumio's pledge. Why, a heavy chance twixt him and you, your ancient, trusty, pleasant servant Grumio. Now tell me, what happy gale blows you to old Verona from Paris?
Hortensio, such wind scatters young men through the world, seek their fortunes farther than at home, where small experience grows. But in a few, Hortensio, thus it stands with me. Antonio, my father, is deceased, and so come abroad to see the world. Crowns in my purse I have, and goods at home.
Petruchio, shall I then come roundly to thee and help thee to a shrew, ill-favoured wife? Thou'st thank me but a little for my counsel, but thou too much, my friend, and I'll not wish thee to her.
Hortensio, with such friends few words suffice, and therefore, if thou knowest one rich enough to be Petruchio's wife, wealth is burden of my wooing dance, and be she old and cursed and shrew, or a worse, she moves me not, or removes at least not affection's edge in me, where she is rough as are the swelling seas, I come to wive it wealthily in Padua, if wealthily then happily in Padua.
Nay, look you, sir, he tells you flatly what his mind is. Why give him gold enough to marry him to a puppet, or a paper doll, or an old trot with ne'er a tooth in her head, though she have as many diseases as 52 horses? Why, nothing comes amiss, so money comes withal.
Petruchio, since we have stepped thus far in, I will continue that I broached in jest. I can, Petruchio, help thee to a wife with wealth enough, and young and beauteous, and brought up as best becomes a gentlewoman. Her only fault, and that is fault enough, is that she is an intolerable curse, and shrewd and forward, so beyond all measure that, my state far worser than it is, I not wed her for a mine of gold.
Hortensio, thou knowest not gold's effect. Tell me your father's name, and 'tis enough, for I will board her, though she chide as loud as thunder when the clouds in autumn crack.
Her father is Baptista Manola, an affable and courteous gentleman. Her name is Catherine Manola, renowned in Padua for her scolding tongue.
I know her father, though I know not her. Hortensio, let me be thus bold with you to turn you over at this first encounter. Or, unless thou would wish to accompany me thither.
Sir, look, let him go while the humour lasts. If she knew him as well as I do, she would think scolding would do little good upon him. She may call him half a score knaves or so, and that's nothing. He'll rail at his rogue tricks. You know him not, sir.
Tarry, Petruchio, I must go with thee, for in Baptista keeps my treasure is. He hath the jewel of my life in hold, his youngest daughter, beautiful Bianca, and her withholds for me and other more, suitors for her and rivals in my love. Supposing it a thing impossible, for those defects I have before rehearsed, that ever Katharina will be wooed. Therefore, this order hath Baptista ta'en, that none in the world should have access unto Bianca until Catherine the Cursed got a husband.
Catherine the Cursed? A title for a maid of all titles the worst.
Petruchio, shall my friend do me grace and offer me disguise to old Baptista as a schoolmaster, well seen in music, so that I may have leave and leisure to make love to her, and unsuspected court her by herself.
Here's no knavery. See to beguile the old folks how the young folks lay their heads together. Who goes there? Master, look about you.
Peace. Grumio, it is only the rival of my love. Petruchio, stand by a while.
Oh, very well. I have pursued the note. Hark you, sir. See that at any hand, and see that you read no other lectures to her. Over besides Baptista's liberality, I'll mend it with the largest. And take your paper too, and let them be very well perfumed, for she is sweeter than perfume itself to where you give them to. What will you read her?
Whate'er I read to her, I'll plead for you as my patron, but stand you so assured, perhaps in a different world you were a scholar, sir?
Oh, this learning, what a thing it is.
Oh, this woodcock, what an ass it is.
Peace.
Peace. Grumio, God save you, Grumio.
Try whither I'm gone.
'Tis well, and I have met a gentleman hath promised me to help me to another. a fine musician to instruct our mistress. So shall I no whit be behind in duty, so beloved of me.
Beloved of me, that my deeds shall prove.
Romeo, 'tis now no time to vent our love. Listen to me, and if you speak me fair, I'll tell you news indifferent good for either. Here's a gentleman whom by chance I met, will undertake to woo Curse Catherine, and marry her if her dowry please.
So said, so done as well. Hortensio, have you told him all her faults?
I know she is an irksome, brawling scold, and if that be all, I see no harm.
No? Says me so, friend. What countryman?
Verona, old Antonio's son. He's a man well known, my father. I just recently got his, how shall we put it? I just inherited, like, his land, wealth, and all that, but which I have better rather than decreased.
Hark, Hortensio, this man is happily arrived, my mind presumes, for his own good and ours.
I promised we would be contributors and bear his charge of wooing, whatsoever.
Aye, sir, such a life for such a wife was strange. Shall have me insisting even all. But will you woo this wild cat?
Will I live? Why came I hither but to that intent? Think a little din can daunt mine ears? Have I not in my time heard lions roar? Have I not heard loud lords neighing steeds like in a pitched battle? Have I not heard trumpets clang? Have I not heard heaven's artillery thunder in the skies and great ordnance in the field? And you tell me of a woman's tongue that gives not half so great a blow as will a chestnut in a farmer's fire? Tush, tush, fear boys with bugs.
For he fears none.
God save you, gentlemen. If I may be so bold, can anyone tell me which is the readiest way to the house of Baptista Manola?
He that has the two fair daughters, is it he you mean?
Even he beyond alone.
Hark you, sir, you mean her not too?
Perhaps him and her. Sir, what is it to you?
For this reason, if you'll know, that she is the choice love of Gremio.
That she's the chosen of Hortensio.
Oh, trust me, sirs, I love no chiders. Bianca, let's away.
Well begun training.
Sir, are you a suitor of the maid you talk of? Yeah or no?
And if I be, is it any offense? Tell me, gentlemen, are the streets not as free for me as for you?
So is not she.
And why is that, I beseech you?
Because the fair Bianca is held from all suitors by her father. Someone must first marry Catherine the Cursed.
Well, gentlemen, if you be so, please listen to me with patience. Baptista Manola is a noble gentleman to which my father is not all unknown. If Miss Bianca was fairer than she is, more wooers may she have. Fair Helen of Troy had 1,000 wooers, so one more may fair Bianca have. And Licentio shall make one, though Paris came in hopes to steal alone.
What? This gentleman without talk us all.
Sir, give him heed. I know who prove a jade.
Sir, let me be so bold as ask you, did you yet ever see Baptista's daughter?
No, but I do hear that he hath two. One is famous for her cursed tongue, as the other for her beauteous modesty.
The first is for me. Let her go by.
Yeah, leave that labor to great Hercules, and let it be more than 12.
And if it be true that you are the one to seat us all, break the ice, and achieve the elder, setting the younger for our access, whose hap shall be not so graceless to ingrate.
Sir, you say well, and well you do conceive. And since you do profess to be a suitor, you must, as we all do, gratify this gentleman, whom we all find generally beholden.
Gentlemen, let's quaff caresses this afternoon to our mistress's health, and do as adversaries do in law. Strive mightily, but eat and drink as friends.
Oh, excellent motion.
Fellows, let's be gone.
The motion's good indeed, and be it so.
command thee, tell whom thou lovest best. See thou dissemble not.
Sister, believe me, of all the men alive, I have yet beheld that special face which I could fancy more than any other.
Minion, thou liest. Is not Hortensio?
If you affect him, dear sister, I'll plead for you myself, but you shall have him.
Nay, then belike you fancy riches more. You'll have Gremio to keep you fair.
Is it for him you do envy me so? Nay, then you jest, and I will have but jested with thee all this while. I for thee, sister Kate, unbind my hands.
If that be jest, then all the rest was so. Why, how now, King? What grossest insolence! Bianca, stand aside. Poor girl, she weeps. Go ply thy needle, meddle not with her. For shame thou handlest of a devilish spirit. Why do you wrong her when near wrong thee? When did she cross thee with a bitter word? Her silence flouts me, and I'll be revenged. What in my sight? Bianca, get thee in. Nay, will you not spare me? Now I see she is your treasure. She must have a husband, and I must dance barefoot on her wedding day, and for your love to her die an old maid. Talk not to me. I'll go sit and weep till I can find occasion of revenge. Was ever gentleman such grieved as I? But who comes here?
Tomorrow, neighbor Baptista.
Good morrow, neighbor Gremio. God save you, gentlemen.
Pray, have you not a daughter called Katharina, fair and virtuous?
I have a daughter called Katerina.
You're too blunt. Go to it orderly.
You wrong me, Gremio. Give me leave. I have brought to you a man of mine. His name is Lydio, born of Mantua. He is to instruct your daughters on the science which I know they are. We're not ignorant. Except of him, me, or we wrong.
You're welcome, sir, and he for your sake. But for my daughter Catherine, she is not for your turn, the more my grief.
It sounds as if you don't wish to part with her, or you like not of my company.
Mistake me not, I speak as though I find. Where are you from, sir? What shall I call your name?
I'm Trucio, son of Antonio.
For her sake, you are welcome.
He is a man well known.
Saving your tale, Petruchio, I pray you let us let our poor petitioner speak too.
I would fain be doing, Gremio.
I doubt it not, sir. Neighbor, this is a gift unto like kindness, and with myself, I present a young scholar to you. As cunning in Greek and Latin and other languages as the other in mathematics and music. His name is Cambio. Pray accept his service.
1,000 thanks, Gremio. Welcome, good Cambio. But, gentle sir, methinks you walk a little strange. May I be so bold to know the cause of your coming?
Oh, pardon me, sir, the boldness is mine own. The being a stranger in this here city, do make myself a suitor unto your daughter, unto Bianca, fair and virtuous. Nor is your resolve in the preferment of the eldest daughter completely unknown to me. In the preferment of their education, I here bestow an instrument and a small packet of Greek and Latin books. If you accept of them, their worth is great.
Vicentio is your name. Of what I pray?
Oh, Pisa, sir, son of Vincentio.
A mighty man of Pisa. By report I know him well. Take you the lute, and you the set of books. You shall go see your pupils presently, all within. Lead these men to my daughters, and tell them both that they are their tutors. Bid them use them well. We shall go walk a little in the orchard, and then to dinner. You're passing welcome, and I pray you all to think yourselves.
Baptista, my business asketh haste, and I cannot come to you every day. I would like to know if I, not if, when I do get her love, what dowry will I have with her to wed?
After my death, 1/2 of my lands, and in possession, 20,000 crowns.
Oh, well, in that case, I will ensure to her that on my death, she will get all possession of my lands, my goods, and my wealth, which I have bettered rather than decreased.
Aye, when the special thing is obtained, and that is her love, for that is all in all.
Her love shall be easy to get, for I am as peremptory as she proud-minded. For where two raging fires do meet, they do consumed with the very thing that fuels them.
Well, mayst thou, O unhappy, be thy speed, but be armed for some unhappy words.
Unhappy words will do nothing. For what was that?
Why, how now, friend? Why dost thou look so pale?
For fear, I promise you, if I look pale.
What, will my daughter prove a good musician?
I think she'll soon prove a soldier. Iron may hold with her, but never banjos.
What, cannot bring her to the banjo?
Why no, for she hath broke the banjo to me. I did but tell her she mistook her frets, and bound my hand to teach her fingering. When, with the most impatient, devilish spirits, fret call you these, quoth she, I'll fume with them. And with that word she struck me on the head, while she did call me rascal fiddler and twangling twerp. With 20 such vile terms she studied to misuse me so.
Why, she is a lusty witch. I wish to chat with her 10 times more than e'er I did.
Well, follow me and be not so discomforted. You'll proceed in practice with my younger daughter. She's apt to learn and thankful for a good turn. Patricio, shall you follow us, or shall I send my daughter Kate to you?
I pray you do. I will attend her here and say she bid me pack. I would act as if she bid me stay by her side a week. Say she were mute and said nothing. I would tell her of her piercing eloquence and commend her on her amazing volubility. Say she sing a song. I would tell her she sings as sweetly as a nightingale. But, I do hear her. Now, Patricio, speak. Hello, Catherine, for that's your name, I hear.
And have you heard but something hard of hearing? They call me Catherine that do speak of me.
You lie in faith, for you are called plain Kate, bonny Kate, and sometimes Kate the Cursed, but prettiest Kate in Christendom, Kate Hall, Kate of my consolation, and hearing thy mildness praised in every town, I have come to woo you for my wife.
Moved in good time. Let him that moved you hither remove you hence. I knew you at the first, you were immovable.
What's moving?
A joint stool.
Thou hast hit it. Come, sit on me.
Asses are made to bear, and so are you.
Women are made to bear, and so are you.
No such jade as me, if you mean.
Ay, Kate, why so angry? Why so waspish?
If I be waspish, best beware my sting.
My remedy is then to pluck it out.
If the fool could find it where it lies.
Who knows not where a wasp is, where his sting? In his tail.
In his tongue.
Whose tongue?
Yours, if you talk of tails, and so farewell.
Nay, with my tongue in your tail. Nay, come again. I am a gentleman.
That I'll try.
Well, I am young for you.
And yet you are withered.
'Tis with cares.
I care not.
Oh, slowly, you turtle dove, shall a buzzard take thee?
I, as a turtle dove, as he takes a buzzard. I chafe you if I tarry. Let me go.
No, I found you passing gentleman. 'Twas told me you were coy and rough and sullen, but I find report to be very lively. You were sweet and, well, might I say, you entertain your wooers with conference soft and affable, unlike any I've seen. And, well, your father and I have agreed on a dowry.
Where did you learn all this goodly speech?
It is extemporary of my mother wit.
A witty mother witless her son.
Am I not wise?
I keep you warm.
I assure you, I am a husband of your time. Oh, your turn. But, well, your father and I have already agreed. You and I are to be married. Dowry agreed on. We shall wed, maybe, let's decide, maybe Sunday? Oh, sounds as if your father's coming.
Now, Patricio, how speed you with my daughter?
How but well, sir, how but well. 'Twere impossible I should speed amiss.
What's wrong, daughter Catherine? In your dumps?
Call you me daughter? I promise you, you have shown me a tender, fatherly regard to wish me to wed one half lunatic, a mad-brain con artist who speaks in oaths to face the matter out.
We've agreed so well that come Sunday is the wedding day.
I'll see thee hanged Sunday first.
Hark, Petruchio. She says she'll see thee hanged first.
Is this your speeding? Nay, then good night our heart.
Patience, gentlemen. We be happy, and what's that to you? She has agreed that she'll be cursed in company, but in private it will not be. I must away. I must go to Venice to get the apparel for the wedding, and bring some things and finery. And okay, kiss me.
Was ever a match cropped up so suddenly?
'Twill bring you gain or perish.
The gain I seek is quite match.
No doubt he hath got quiet hatch. But now, Baptista, to your younger daughter. Long has the day we have looked for, and I am your neighbor, and 'twas suit her first.
And I am the one that love Bianca more than words or witness can describe.
Youngling, now thou cannot love so as dear as I.
Greybeard, thy love dark freezes.
Content you, gentlemen. 'Tis steeds must win the prize. That can assure her the greatest dower shall have my Bianca's love. Say, Signor Gremio, what do you have to assure her?
First, as you know, my house within the city is richly furnished with all things house and housekeeping. And then, at my farm, I have 100 milk cows to the pail and 60 fat oxen standing in my stalls. Myself, in stricken years, I must confess, and if I die tomorrow, this is hers. Whilst I live, she shall be only mine.
That only came well in. Sir, list me. I am my father's heir and only son. Plus, I can give your daughter houses 3 or 4 as good, within rich Pisa walls as any one old Gremio has here in Padua. Besides, 2,000 ducats a year for the fruitful land, all for her jointure. What have I pinched to Gremio?
2,000 ducats by the year of land. My land amounts not so much as that. Nay, I have offered all I can. I have nothing else. Neighbor, if you like me, she shall be mine.
Why, then she is mine, by all the world, by your first promise. Gremio has been outweed.
I must confess, your offer is the best, and if father can make the assurance. But pardon me, if you shall die before him, where is her dower?
That is but a cavil. He is old, I young.
And may young not die as well as old.
Well, gentlemen, I have made up my mind. You know, this next following Sunday, Catherine is to be married. Now, on the Sunday after that, Bianca should be bride to you, if you can make the assurance. If not, to Gremio. And so I take my leave, and I thank you both.
Adieu, good neighbor. Try, young gamester. Your father were a fool to give thee all, and in his waning age set foot under thy table. Tut, boy, an old fox is not so kind, my boy.
Vengeance on your crafty withered hide. Yet I face it with a card of 10. It seems my duty to be good to my master. In this case of wooing, I must find a father to play supposed Vincentio. 'Tis often that a father might come by a child, but in this case of wooing, a child must come by a sire. I fail not my cunning.
Action.
Fiddler Forbear, grow too forward, sir. Have you soon forgotten the entertainment her sister Katharina welcomed you withal?
But wrangling schoolmaster, this is the patroness of heavenly harmony. Now give me leave to have prerogative, and when as music we have spent an hour, your lecture should have leisure as much.
Preposterous ass. Have you forgotten why music was ordained? Was it not to refresh the man of mind? After his usual studies or his usual pain, then give me leave to read philosophy, and while I pause, serve in your heart.
Sir, I will not bear these frames of time.
Gentlemen, you do me double wrong to strive for that which resteth in my choice. hard to hours, nor pointed times, but learn my lessons as I please myself. And to cut off all strife, here sit we down. Lydio, take you your instrument, play you the whiles. His lesson will be done ere you have tuned.
You'll leave his lecture when I'm attuned.
That'll never be. Tune your instrument.
Where left we last?
Here, madam. Hic ibat simois. Hic es sigea tellus. Hic steterat priami. Hic es sigea tellus.
Translate them.
Hic es I'm Lucentio. Hic es disguises us to get your love. Priami is my man Tranio. Celsus who comes bearing my port. Celsinius, that we might beguile you.
Madam, my instrument's in tune.
Let's hear.
Oh, fie, the treble jars.
Spit in the hole, man. Tune again.
Now let me see if I can translate them. Hic steterat priami. Hic est sigea tellus, I trust you not. Hic steterat priami, take heed, he hear us not. Regia, presume not, Celsus senis, despair not.
Madam, 'tis now in tune.
All but the bass.
The bass is right. 'Tis the bass knave that jars. How firing forward that pendant is. Now for my life the knave doth court my love. Professor, I'll watch you better yet.
In time I may believe, yet I mistrust.
Mistrust.
I must believe my masters, else I promised you I should be arguing still upon that doubt. But let it rest. Lydio, to you, take it not unkindly, pray, I've been thus pleasant with you both.
You may go walk and give us leave a while. My lessons make no music in 3 parts.
You grow too forward, sir, but I must say, from what I can see, our fine musicians grow endless.
Madam, before you touch the instrument, to learn the ordering of my fingering, I must teach you the rudiments of art. To learn scales in a briefer sort, more pithy, pleasant, and effectual than hath been taught by any of my trade. And here it is in writing, fairly drawn.
Why, I have passed my scales long ago.
Yet read the scale of Lydio.
Scale I am, the ground of all accord. On me, to plead Lydio's passion. Be my Bianca, take him for thy lord. Si faut, that loves with all affection. Di sol re, 1 clef, 2 notes have I. Ela me, show pity or I die. Call you this scale? Tut, I like it not. Old fashions please me best. I am not so nice to change true rules for old inventions.
Mistress, your father prays you put down your books to help dress your sister's chamber. You know tomorrow's the wedding day.
Farewell, sweet masters both. I must be gone.
Faith, mistress, for I have no cause to stay.
But I have cause to pry into the schoolmaster. Methinks he looks as though you're in love. But if my thoughts, Bianca, be so humble to cast thy wondering eye on every sail, seize thee that list. But once I find thee ringing, Hortensio will quit thee by changing.
Lucentio, this is the point of day that Catherine and Petruchio should be married, and yet we not hear of our son-in-law. What will be said? What mockery will it be to when the priest speaks the ceremonial rites of marriage? What brings this shame to us?
No shame but mine. I must forsooth be forced to give my hand opposed against my heart unto a mad-brained con artist full of spleen who wooed in haste and means to wed at leisure. I told you he was a frantic fool, hiding his bitter jests in blunt behavior, and to be noted a merry man. He'll woo 1,000 point the day of marriage, make friends, invite, proclaim the banns, and yet he never means to wed where he hath wooed. Now must the world point at poor Catherine and say, Lo, there is mad Petruchio's wife. If it please him, come and marry her.
Patience, good Catherine, and Baptista too. I know Petruchio means but well, but though he be blunt, I know him passing wise. Though he be merry, yet withal he's honest.
Would Catherine had never seen him, though.
Go, girl. I cannot cannot blame thee now to weep. Such an injury would vex a very saint, much more shrew of thine patient humor.
Master, news, all news, and news such as you've never heard of.
Is it old and new too? How may that be?
Why, is it not news to hear Petruchio's coming?
Is he come?
Well, no, sir.
What then?
He is coming.
When will he be here?
Well, when he stands where I am and sees you there.
But tell me, what's thine old news?
Well, Petruchio is coming in a blood-red coat with awful yellow trim, a new hat, a pair of breeches with flared legs, and a rusted sword taken from the town armory.
Who comes with him?
Well, his lackey, a monster, a very monster in apparel, and not like a Christian footboy or gentleman's lackey.
'Tis some odd humor pricks him to this fashion, yet oftentimes he goes with me apparel.
I'm glad he comes. How, sir, he comes?
He comes not.
Didst thou not say that Petruchio came?
Well, sir, I did say that his horse comes with him on his back.
Why, that's all but one.
Nay, a horse and I hold you a penny. A horse and a man is not one, but many.
Come, where be these galleys? Who's at home?
You're welcome, sir.
And yet I come not what?
And yet you halt not.
Were it better I should rush in thus, but where it Kate? Where's my bride? It's time we were at church.
Not so well apparelled as I wish you were.
I could change these poor accoutrements at any time. She's married to me and not my clothes.
Sir, this is your wedding day. First we were sad that you would not come, and now sadder that you come so unapproved. Fie off this habit, a shame to your estate, and I sore to our solemn festival.
See not your bride in these disgraceful clothes. Go to my chamber, put on clothes of mine.
Nay, I will not. I do believe it is time we were at church, so I must see my bride. But why am I talking to you here? Let's away to church.
He means but well. There is some meaning in his mad attire. We'll persuade him, be it possible, to put on verdure ere he go to church.
I'll ask him to see the event of this.
But, sir, to love concerneth to add to her father's liking. We need to find a man, whate'er he be. Skills not much, and he shall be Vincentio of Pisa, and make assurance of greater sums than I have promised here in Padua. That way you shall have sweet Bianca, and marry her with consent.
Were it not that my fellow schoolmaster doth watch Bianca's steps so nary, methinks to steal our marriage in secret, and then once performed, let all the world say no.
We'll overreach the graybeard Grimio, the nail-pine Father Baptista, the quaint musician Almer's Licio, all for my master's sake, Lucentio. Grimio, came you from the church?
As willingly as e'er I came from school.
And the bride and bridegroom, are they home?
A bridegroom, you say? 'Tis a groom indeed, a grumbling groom that the girl shall find.
Curster than she? 'Tis impossible.
Tut, she's a lamb, a dove, a fool to him. When the priest should ask if Catherine should be his wife, ah, hell yes, quoth he. And took the priest such a cup that down fell book and priest and book.
And what said the shrew when he rose again?
Trembled and shook, for he stamped and swore so loudly as only if wine were to cozen him. And then threw socks and all the sexton's face. Hark, hark, we hear the minstrels play.
Come, where be these? I know you think to dine with me today, but I must away tonight.
It's possible you will wait tonight.
Yes. If you knew my business, you would entreat me rather go than stay.
Let us entreat you stay till after dinner.
No, I cannot.
Let me entreat you.
Yeah, I may not. I must go.
Let me entreat you.
I'm content.
Are you content to stay?
I am content to entreat me, you entreat me stay, but I simply must go.
Now, if you love me, stay.
Gromio, fetch the horse.
Aye, sir, they be ready. The oats have eaten the horses.
Nay, then, I will not go today. No, nor tomorrow. Not till I please myself. The door is open, sir. There lies your way. For me, I'll not be gone till I please myself.
Privy Kate, be not angry.
I will be angry. What hast thou to do? Father, speak not. He will stay my leisure. Gentlemen, forward to the bridal dinner.
Attends her full measure upon her maiden head. Carouse, be merry, be happier. Go hang yourself. We must away. I will not allow anyone to stop me on my way from Padua. Gromio, draw thy sword. We are beset by thieves. I will protect thee, Kate, from these mad-brained ruffians. Come, I will protect thee.
Nay, let them go. A couple of quiet ones.
Of all the mad matches made, never was the like.
Mistress, what is your opinion of your sister?
That being mad herself, she is madly mated.
I dare say Patricio is cated.
Neighbors and friends, though bride and bridegroom want to supply a place at the table, there shall not be any junkets at our feast. Lucentio, you shall go supply the bridegroom's place and let Bianca take her sister's room.
So, sweet Bianca practice how to bride it?
She shall. Gentlemen, let's go.
Fie on all tired jades, on all mad masters, and all foul ways. Was ever a man so beaten? Was ever a man so rayed? Was ever a man so weary? I am set before to make a fire, and they are coming after to warm them. Ho, Curtis! Who is that called so coldly? A piece of ice. If thou doubted, thou mayst slide from my shoulder to my heel with no greater a run than my head and my neck. A fire, Curtis.
Is my master and his wife coming, Grumio?
Oh, aye, Curtis, aye, and therefore fire! Fire! Cast on no water.
Is she so hot of shrew as she's reported?
Aye, Curtis, before this frost. But thou knowest winter tames man, woman, and beast, for it hath tamed my old master, my new mistress, and myself, fellow Curtis.
Away, you fool! I'm no beast.
Why, thy horn is a foot, and so long am I at the least. But wilt thou make a fire, or shall I complain on thee to our new mistress, whose hand, she being now at hand, thou and the proudest of you all shall soon feel, to thy cold comfort for being slow in thy hot office?
I prithee, good Grumio, tell me, how goes the world?
Cold world, Curtis, in every office but thine, and therefore fire, for my master and mistress have almost frozen to death.
There's fire ready, and therefore, good Grumio, the news.
Why, as much news as wilt thou?
Come, you're so full of coney catching.
And therefore fire. But first know, my horse is tired, my master and mistress fallen out.
How?
Out of their saddles and into the dirt, and thereby hangs a tale.
Let's hear it, good Grumio.
Lend thine ear.
Here.
There.
This 'tis to feel a tale, not to hear a tale.
And 'tis called a sensible tale, and this cuff was but to beseech listening. Now I begin. First we come down a foul hill, my master riding behind my mistress.
Both of one horse?
What's that to thee?
Why, a horse.
Tell thou the tale. But hadst thou not crossed me, thou shouldst have heard in how miry the place, how she was bemoiled. She fell, you see, the horse, with my mistress beneath her. Our master had come around to beat me because her horse stumbled. Now our mistress waded through the dirt to pluck him off me. You shouldst have heard how he swore, how she prayed that never prayed before, how I cried, how the horses ran away, how her bridle burst, how I lost my riding crop, and many things of worthy memory which shall now all die in oblivion, and thou return unexperienced to thy grave.
By this reckoning, he's more shrew than she.
Aye, and that you will find when he comes home. But what talk I of this? Call forth Nathaniel, Joseph, and Philip. Are they all here? Are they ready?
They are.
Call them forth.
Do you hear, ho? You must meet my master to countenance my mistress.
Why, she hath a face of her own.
Who knows not that?
Thou, it seems, that calls for company to countenance her.
I call them forth to credit her.
Why, she comes to borrow nothing of them.
Welcome home, Grumio. How now, Grumio?
you, Mew. Welcome, you. How now, you? What, you? And thus much for greeting. Now, my spruce companions, is all things ready and all things neat?
All things is ready. How near is our master?
Ain at hand, delighted by this, and be not. Silence, I hear my master.
Where be these knaves? What? No man at door to hold my stirrup, nor to take my horse? Where's Nathaniel, Gregory, Philip?
Here, sir. Here, sir.
Here, sir, here, sir, here, sir, here, sir. You logger-headed and unpolished grooms, where's the foolish knave I sent before?
Here, sir, as foolish as I was before.
Logger-headed, horse and malt horse drudge. Did I not bid thee meet me in the park and bring along these rascal knaves with thee? Go and fetch my supper in. Come, hey, sit down, be merry. Come on, come on, come on, come on. I have some water. Come, hey, relax, sit down.
Would you like me to take your boots off, sir?
Oh yeah, I'm so. Yes, take my boots. You rogue, you pluck my foot awry. Take that and mend the plucking off the other.
I pray you, husband, 'twas a fault unwilling.
My slippers. Shall I have some water? Come, sit, Kate, be merry. Wash and be welcome. Will you let it fall? Fetch my supper, hurry. What is this? Mutton?
Aye, sir.
Who brought it?
Aye.
Tis burnt, just like all the other meat. How dost you bring it to me in such a way that thou likest it not? Where's the rascal cook? You know what? Take it thee, trenchers, cups, and all. What, you grumble? I'll be with you straight.
I pray you, sir, be not so disquiet. The meat was well were you so contented.
I tell thee, Kate, the meat was burnt and dried away, and I expressly am forbid to touch it, for it planted anger and indigestion. But for ourselves being hot-headed, it were better we did fast for company. Come, I'll show thee to thy bridal chamber.
Peter, didst ever see the like?
He kills her in her own humor.
Where is he?
In her chamber, making a sermon of the virtues of self-control to her, and rails and swears and rates that she, poor soul, knows not which way to stand, to look, to speak, and sits as one new risen from a dream. Away, away from his coming hither.
Thus have I, politically, begun my reign. 'Tis my hope to end successfully. My father now is sharp and passing empty. Until she stoops, she must not be full gorged, for then she never looks upon her lord. Another way I have to man my haggard, to make her come and know her keeper's call. That is, to watch her as we watch these hawks that bait and beat and will not be obedient. She ate no meat today, nor none shall eat. Last night she slept not, nor tonight she shall not. As with the mead, some undeserved fault. Aye, and amid this hurling, I intend that all is done in reverent care of her. This is a way to kill a wife with kindness, and thus I'll curb her mad and headstrong humor. He that knows better how to tame a shrew, now let him speak. 'Tis charity to show.
Friend Licio, is it possible that fair Bianca doth fancy any other but Lucentia?
I tell you, she bears me fair in hand. Sir, to satisfy you in what I have said, stand by and mark this marriage.
Now, mistress, profit in what you read.
What master reads you? First resolve in that.
I read and profess the art to love,
And do you prove, sir, master of your art?
while you, mistress, prove sweet mistress of my heart.
Quick procedures married. Now tell me, I pray, you durst swear that your mistress loved none in the world so well as Lucentio.
Oh, despiteful love, unconstant womankind.
Mistake no more. I am not Lydia or a musician as I seem to be, but one who sworn to live in this disguise as one leads a gentleman, and makes the god of such a holy name. No, sir, I am called Hortensio.
Hortensio, I've often heard your entire affection towards Bianca. See this, my wife. See this, I will do you this good. If you be so contented, forswear Bianca and her love forever.
See how they kiss in court? Here is my hand, and here I firmly vow never to woo more, but do forswear her unworthy of all the former favors I have fondly flattered her all.
And I vow never to marry with her, though she would entreat.
But all the world but he had quite forsworn. For me, I will surely keep mine oath. I will be married to a wealthy widow ere 3 days pass, which has loved me as long as I have loved this proud disdainful abbot. Here, and so farewell, Lucentio. Kindness in woman, not in your beauteous looks, will win my love. And so I take my leave, in resolution as I swore before.
Mistress Bianca, bless you with such graces, longeth to a lover's blessed case. I have ta'en your napping, gentle love, and forsworn you with Hortensio.
Trinio, you jest. You have both forsworn me.
Mistress, we have.
Then we are rid of Lydia.
I love a lusty widow who be wooed and wedded in a day.
He says so, Trinio?
He's gone unto the taming school.
The taming school? Is there such a place?
Mistress Petruchio is the master, teaches tricks 11 and 20 long on how to tame a shrew and charm her chattering tongue.
Master!
I've watched so long that I have a dog worry, but at last I've seen an ancient angel coming down the hill who will serve in turn.
What is he, Biondolo?
Master, I know not, but a school teacher or a merchant, formal in apparel and in gait and countenance, surely like a father.
And what of him?
Be credulous and trust my tale. I make him glad to see Vincentio, and take on the dower of your marriage. Now take in your love and let me alone.
God save you, sir.
And you, sir, travel you far on, or are you at the farthest?
Aye, sir, at the farthest for a week or two, and then up farther if God lend me life.
Of what countryman, I pray?
Of Mantua.
Of Mantua? Sir, God forbid, and come to Padua careless of your life.
My life, sir? How, I pray? For that goes hard.
'Tis death for anyone in Mantua to come to Padua. Know you not the cause? The governor twixt your governor in a quarrel, and proclaimed it openly about. 'Tis a marvel that you had not heard it elsewhere.
Alas, sir, it is harder for me than so. I come to Italy with money in exchange for Florence, and was here to deliver them.
Sir, I will do this good. But first tell me of which countryman, I pray?
Of Mantua.
All right. Have you ever been at Pisa?
Aye, sir, Pisa have I often been. Pisa renowned for its grave citizens.
Among them you know one Vincentio?
I know him not, but I do know of him a merchant of incomparable wealth.
Aye, sir, he is my father, and dare I say, doth resemble me.
As much as an apple doth an oyster.
Sir, to do you this good in this extremity and save your life, this good will I do you. Now, please don't think it terrible that you somewhat resemble Vincentio. His credit and name will you undertake, and in my lodging you will stay. If this do you courtesy, accept of it.
Aye, sir, I do accept, and will forever refute you, the patron of my life and liberty.
Then go with me to make the matter good.
No, forsooth, I dare not for my life. The more my wrong, the more his spite appears. What, did he marry me to famish me? Beggars that come unto my father's door upon entreaty have present alms. If not elsewhere, they're met with charity. But I, who never knew how to entreat, nor never needed that I should entreat, am starved
for meat, and giddy for lack of sleep. And that which spites me more than all these wants, he does it under the name of perfect love, as who should say, should I sleep or eat, 'twere deadly sickness or else present death. I prithee go and get me some repast, I care not what, so it be wholesome food.
What say you to a calf's foot?
'Tis passing good, I prithee let me have it.
I fear 'tis choleric. How about a fat tripe, finely broiled?
Good Grumio, fetch it me.
I cannot tell, fear 'tis choleric. What say you to a piece of beef with mustard?
A dish that I do love to feed upon.
But the mustard is too hot a little.
Oh, why then the beef, and let the mustard rest?
Nay, then I will not. You will have the beef with the mustard, you shall have no beef with Grumio.
Then both, or one, or anything thou wilt.
Why then the mustard without the beef?
Oh, get thee gone, thou false deluding slave, that feedst me with the very name of meat. Sorrow on thee and all the lot of you that triumph thus upon my misery. Get thee gone, I say.
How fares my cake? What's speeding all the more?
Mistress, what cheer? Bathed, cold as can be.
Seest how diligent I am to dress thy meat myself and bring it thee? What? No thanks? Take this dish away.
I pray you, let it stand.
First I must have thanks, and then you can have the meat.
I thank you, sir.
Patricio, fine. You are to blame. Come, Mistress King. I'll bear you.
Hortensio, eat it all if thou likest meat. Oh, hey, hast thou dined? The tailor means to stay thy leisure and deck thy body with his ruffling treasure. Come, lay forth the gown.
Here's the cap. Your worship, did you speak?
Was this molded on a porridge bowl? A velvet dish? Fine fight, just lewd and filthy. I'll have a bigger.
I'll have no bigger. This doth fit the time. Gentle women wear such caps as these.
And when you are gentle, you will have one. And until then.
That will not be in haste. I trust I may have leave to speak, may I not? I am no child, no babe. Your betters have endured me say my mind, and if you cannot, best you stop your ears. My tongue will speak the anger of my heart, or my heart, concealing it, will break. And rather than it shall, I shall be free, even to the uttermost, as I please in words.
I love thou greatly, and that thou likest it not.
Love me or love me not, I like the cap, and it I will have, or I will have none.
You shall have no cap. What in God's name, tailor, callest thou this? A sleeve just like a demi-cannon, carved up and down, slish and flash like an apple tart, like a censer in a barber shop. Thou hast marred her gown.
The gowns may according to the fashion of the times.
I did not bid thee mar it to the time.
I never saw a better fashioned gown. More quaint, more commendable. Belike you mean to make a puppet of me.
Yes, Kate, he means to make a puppet of thee.
She said your worship means to make a puppet of her.
Thou liest, not arrogance. Tailor, how did one go so wrong in making such a dress as this, such a gown?
Your worship is deceived. The gowns made just on my master instruction. Grumio gave order on how it should be made.
I gave him no order, I gave him the stuff.
But how did you desire it to be made?
Marry, sir, with needle and thread.
But did you not request have it cut?
Thou hast faced many things.
I have.
Face not me. Thou hast braved many men. Brave not me. I will not be face nor brave. I bid thee, cut out the gown and sew it back. Ergo, thou liest.
Why, here's an old-fashioned testify.
Read it.
The note lies in his throat if you say I said so.
First, a loosely-bodied gown.
Sir, if I ever said a loose-bodied gown, sew me in the skirts of it and beat me with a bottom of brown thread. I said a gown.
Proceed.
With a small compressed cape.
I confess the cape.
With trunk sleeves.
I confess 2 sleeves.
The sleeves curiously cut.
Aye, there's the villainy.
Error in the bill, sir, error in the bill. I bid he cut out the sleeves and sew them back upon, and they'll prove upon thee, though thy little finger be armed in a thimble.
This is true, I say, and I have thee in place where thou shouldn't know it.
Take thy bill, give me thy meaty art, and spare not me.
God have mercy, Grumio, then he shall have no odds.
In short, Taylor, the gown is not for me.
You are in the right, sir. 'Tis for my mistress.
Take it up unto thy master's use.
Nay, I will not.
What's your conceit in that?
The conceit is deeper than you think for it. Take up my mistress's gown for my master's use. Oh, fie.
Taylor, all none of it, and make your best of it. Hortensio, see that thou wilt see the tailor paid.
Taylor, I'll pay thee for thy gown tomorrow. Take no unkindness of his hasty words. Away, I say, commend me to thy master.
So, Kate, we will unto your father's tonight. Say we'll go into horses around 2. Grumio, get my men ready. Make sure they're of course. We shall get there about 7.
I dare assure you, sir, 'tis almost 2 now. It will be supper time ere we go there.
No, as I said, it shall be 2 ere we go to horse. We shall arrive around 7. You know what? Never mind. We won't go today. We shall go tomorrow.
Sir, this is the house. Please it you that I call?
Aye, sir, but may I forewarn you, Baptista may remember me, when we lodged together near 20 years ago at the Pegasus, in Genoa.
'Tis well, sir. Just hold your own in any case, with such austerity as long as to a father.
I warrant you. Aye, sir, here comes your boy. 'Twere good he be schooled.
Fear not him.
Fear not me.
Beyond alone, I trust you do your duty well. Imagine 'twere the right Vincentio. But hast thou done thy errand to Baptista?
Yes, I told him that your father was at Venice, and you looked for him to stay in Padua.
Thou a tall fellow, I'll give thee that to drink. But here comes Baptista. Sir, set your countenance. Baptista, you are happily met. Sir, this is the gentleman I told you of. I pray you be a good father to me now, and give me Bianca for my patrimony.
Soft son. Baptista, coming to Padua to gather in some debts, my son Lucentio has made me aware of a weighty cause of love between your daughter and himself, and for the love she beareth to him, and he to her, to your consent, may they be happily meshed. Curious, Baptista, for whom I cannot be with.
Sir, pardon me what I have to say. Your plainness and your shortness please me well. Right true it is that your son Lucentio here doth love my daughter, and she loveth him, or both dissemble deeply in their affections. And therefore, if you have to say no more than this, you shall, like a father, deal with your son, and pass my daughter a sufficient dower. Match is made, and all is done. Your son shall have my daughter with consent.
I thank thee, sir. Now where shall we be affied as to both parts' agreements stand?
Not in my house, for I have many pictures, and they have ears. Besides, I have many servants. And old Grumio's hearkening still, and happily we may be interrupted.
Then at my lodging, there doth my father lie. There we'll set the business privately and well. Now send your servant for your daughter, and I shall send my boy to fetch the notary presently.
It likes me well. Cambio, hie her home, and bid Bianca make her ready straight. And, if you will, tell her what hath happened, that Lucentio's father has arrived from Padua, and that she is to be Lucentio's wife.
I pray she may with all my heart.
Baptista, shall I lead the way?
I follow you.
Cambio,
What sayest thou, Biondello?
I pray you saw how my master laughed and winked upon you.
And what of that?
Nothing, but he has left me here to expound the meaning or moral of his signs and tokens.
I pray thee, moralize them.
And thus Unless Baptista is safe, talking to the deceiving father of a deceitful son.
What of all this?
His daughter is to be brought by you to the supper.
And then?
And then, the old priest at St. Luke's church is waiting for you at all hours.
And?
I know not, but I know that they are busied about a counterfeit assurance. So, take with you to the church the priest and a few sufficient honest witnesses. But if this be not what you wish, I have nothing more to say, but bid Bianca farewell forever and a day.
Hearest thou, Biondello?
I tarry not. I knew a wench married in an evening when she went to the garden for parsley to stuff a rabbit. And so may you, sir. And so, adieu, sir. I must be gone to bid the priest be ready to come at you if you come with your appendix.
If she be so pleased, hap what hap will, I'll roundly go about her. But it shall be hard if Cambio go without her.
Come on, I God's name, look how bright and goodly shines the moon.
The moon. It's the sun that shines so bright. It's not moonlight now.
Nay, I say it is the moon.
And I know it is the sun.
On my mother's son, and that is me, it is the moon, or star, or what I list. Crossed and crossed, evermore crossed.
Say as he says, or we shall never go.
Forward, I pray you, and be it the sun or the moon or anything thou wilt, and if you please to call it a rush candle, then henceforth so it shall be for me.
Well, then I say it is the moon.
I know it is the moon.
Nay, then thou liest, it is the blessed sun.
Then God be blessed, it is the blessed sun. But sun it is not when you say it is not, and the moon changes even as your mind. And what you shall have it named, even that it is, so it shall be for Catherine.
Patricia, go thy ways, the field is one.
Why then, yes, let's away. Catherine, hast thou beheld the fresher gentlewoman? Such were of white and red bespangles her cheeks? Catherine, embrace her for her beauty's sake.
He will make the man mad to make a woman of him.
Young budding virgin, fair and fresh and sweet, whither away or where is thy abode? Happy the parents of so fair a child, happier the man who favorable stars allot thee his lovely bedfellow.
Catherine, this is not a woman as thou sayest he is. This is a man, old and faded and wrinkled.
Pardon, I pray you, old father, my mad, mistaking eyes that have been so bedazzled by the sun that everything I look on seems green. Now I see thou art a reverend father. Pardon, I pray you.
Well, you, sir, and you, my merry mistress, that with your strange encounter much amaze me. My name is called Vincentio, my dwelling Pisa, and bound I am to Padua to visit a son of mine whom long I have not seen.
What's his name?
Lucentio, gentle sir.
Well, Lucentio is to be married to my wife's sister. Be not afraid, be not worried. She is of high birth and her dowry wealthy. She's of good esteem. What, then let's away.
But is this true, or is it else your pleasure, like present travelers, to break a jest upon those whose company you overtake?
I do assure thee, father, so it is.
What? Let's away. Come.
Why, Patricio, this has put me in heart. I am off to my widow, and if she forward, thou hast taught Hortensio to be untoward.
Softly and swiftly, sir, for the priest is ready.
I fly, Biondello, but they may chance to need thee at home. Therefore, leave us.
Nay, faith, I'll see the church ready and at your back. and when it is ready, I will return to my masters.
I marvel Cambio was not all this while.
Here's the door. It's Lucentio's house. My father's bears more towards the market. But, 'twas time we should away.
You shall not choose but drink before you go. I shall command your welcome here, and by all likelihood some cheer is toward.
They're busy within. You best knock louder.
What's he that knocks as he would beat down the gate?
Is Lucentio within, sir?
He's within, but not to be spoken withal.
And what if a man bring him 100-pound or two to make merry withal?
He can keep his 100 pounds to himself. He shall never need them as long as I live.
Nay, 'twas told me he was very well liked here. I'll have you know this is Lucentio's father, Pisa, here to attend his wedding.
Nay, sir, his father is here in the house, come from Padua.
Art thou his father?
Aye, sir, or so his mother says, if I may believe her.
Why, it's flat knavery to take upon you another man's name.
Lay hands upon the villain. I believe there is someone else here to cousin under my countenance in my city.
I have seen them in the church together. God send them good shipping. Oh, but who's here? Mine own master Vincentio? Now we are undone and brought to nothing.
Come hither, you rogue.
I hope I may choose, sir.
Come hither, you scoundrel. What, have you forgot me?
Forgot you? How can I forget you? I've never seen you before in my life.
Hast thou never seen thy master's father, Vincentio?
Vincentio, mine own worshipful old master Vincentio. Nay, see how he looks there from the window.
Is't so?
Help! Help! There's a madman here who will murder me!
Come, son, help Baptista!
Step back and see the end of this controversy.
What art thou that offer to be my servant?
What am I, sir? Nay, what are you, sir? Oh, I am undone. While I am the good father at home, my son and his servants spend all at the university.
How now? What's the matter?
What? Is this man lunatic?
Sir, you seem a sober ancient gentleman by your habit, but your words show you're a madman.
Father, you villain!
You mistake, sir. Pray, what do you think is his name?
His name? As if I know not his name. I have brought him up since he was 3 years old, and his name is Tranio.
Thou liest. His name is Lucentio, and he is mine only son, heir to the lands of me, Vincentio.
Lucentio, oh, he hath murdered his master. Oh, I pray thee, lay hands on him in the governor's name. Oh, my son, my son. What have you done to my son, Lucentio?
Call forth an officer! Officer, take this mad knave to the jail. Father Baptista, I pray you see this be but forthcoming.
Carry me to the jail.
Stay, officer. He shall not go to prison.
Talk not, Brumio. I say he shall go to the prison.
Least we be conning catched in this Baptista. I dare swear this is the right Vincentio.
Swear, if thou darest.
I dare not swear it.
Then thou best say that I were not the right Lucentio.
I know thee to be Lucentio.
Away with the dutard, to the jail with him.
And the strangers must be hailed and abused. This is unbelievable.
Oh, we're spoiled, and yonder he is. Deny him, forswear him, or else we are all undone.
Pardon, dear father.
Lives my sweet son?
Pardon, dear father.
Who hast thou offended? Where's Lucentio?
Here's the right Lucentio, the right son of Vicentio of Pisa, that by counterfeit have made thy daughter mine, while I suppose it blear in thine eye.
And what of that damned villain Tranio, that faved and braved me in this matter so?
What? Is this not my Cambio?
Cambio was changed into Lucentio.
Bianca's love brought these miracles. Bianca's love made me exchange my state with Tranio, and while I was Cambio, I have married her. Myself, anything Tranio did, myself enforced him to.
I'd slit the villain's nose that would have me sent to the jail.
But, do you hear? You've married my daughter without asking my goodwill.
Fear not, Baptista. We will content you. And I will be revenged for this villainy.
And I to the sound of this knavery.
Look not pale, Bianca. Thy father will not frown.
My cake thee, Joe, but among the rest, I take my part in the feast.
Husband, let's follow to see the end of this ado.
Yes, but first, Kate, kiss me.
What, in the midst of the street?
What, art thou ashamed of me?
No, sir, God forbid, but ashamed to kiss.
Why, yes, let's away.
Nay then, I will give thee a kiss. Now pray thee, love, stay.
Yes, let's see to the end of this controversy. Action!
At last, though long, our jarring notes agree, and time it is when scapes and perils are overblown. My fair Bianca, bid thy father welcome, and I with the selfsome kindness welcome thine. Sister Cathina, brother Petruchio, Hortensio and thy loving widow, here sit we down to eat after our great good cheer.
Nothing but sit and sit, and eat and eat.
Padua affords nothing but what is kind.
For both our sakes, I would that word were true.
Hortensio, it sounds as if thou fears thine widow.
Then never trust me if I be afeard.
You're very sensible, and yet you miss my sense. I mean, Hortensio is afeard of you.
He that is giddy thinks the world turns round.
Roundly replied.
Mistress, what mean you that? Thus I conceive by him.
Conceives by me. How likes Hortensio that?
My widow says, thus she conceives. That's what I understand him to mean.
Very well mended. Kiss him for that, good widow.
He that is giddy thinks the world turns round. I pray you, tell me what you mean by that. Your husband, being troubled with a shrew, measures my husband's sorrow by his woe. And now you know my meaning. A very mean meaning. Right, I mean you. And I am mean indeed respecting you.
To her, Kate.
To her widow.
100 marks, my Kate does put her down.
That's my office.
Spoken like an officer. Ha to thee, lad.
How likes Grimio to these quick-witted folk?
Believe me, sir, they butt together well.
Head and butt. And hasty-witted body would say head and butt were head and horn.
Aye, Mistress Bride, hath that awakened you?
Aye, but not frightened me. Therefore I shall sleep again.
Have at you for a bitter jest or two.
Am I your bird? I mean to shift my bush and pursue me as you draw your bow. You are welcome all.
She is but the bird that Tranio aimed at, but surely missed. So, a toast to all who shot and missed.
'Tis true that Lucencio slipped me like his greyhound, which runs himself and catches for his master. 'Tis well that you hunted for yourself, though your deer does hold you at bay.
Oh, Petruchio, Tranio hits you now.
'Tis a good bird, Tranio.
Confess. Hath he not hit you here?
I'll admit he has a little galled me, but 'twas 10 to 1 that it did maim you outright.
Now, in good sadness, son Petruchio, I think you have the barest shrew of them all.
Oh, I really do not believe that to be true. And to prove it, let's call upon our wives, and whoever's wife comes first shall win a wager that we will propose.
Content. What's the wager?
20 crowns.
20 crowns. I would venture so much upon my hawk or hound, but 20 times that upon my wife.
100 then.
content.
Oh, 'tis a match.
What's the wager?
Who shall go first?
I shall. Biondello, bid your mistress come to me.
I go.
Son, I bid your half Bianca comes.
I need no halves. I'll bear it all myself.
That is, if she comes.
How now? What news?
Sir, you see, my mistress says that she's busy and, she can't come.
She's busy and she cannot come? What kind of an answer is that? Oh.
Pray God she send you not a worse.
I hope better.
Biondello, go and entreat my wife to come to me forthwith. Now, where's my wife?
She says that she will not come. She believes that you have some goodly jest at hand, and she bids you come to her.
Oh, vile, intolerable. Grumio, fetch thy mistress. Bring her to me. Quickly. Already won.
Now, by all that's holy, here comes Katerina.
Sir, what is your will that you send for me?
Where's your sister and the widow?
They sit conferring by the parlor fire.
Fetch them for me. It's a testament to her obedience.
Here's a wonder if you call it a wonder.
I wonder what it bodes.
Happiness and respectful rule, but what is that to you?
Now, Trucio, thou hast won the wager, and I shall add unto their losses 20,000 crowns, another dower to another daughter, for she is sainted she had never been.
Oh, I sure hope you would. See how she captures them with her womanly persuasion? Catherine, that your cat belongs you not. Throw it underfoot.
Lord, never let me have a cause to sigh till I be brought to such a silly pass.
Fie, what foolish duty call you this?
Your duty, Bianca, has cost me 100 crowns since supper time.
The more fool you for laying on my duty.
Catherine, tell them of the duty they do owe their lords and husbands.
Come, you're mocking. We will have no telling.
Begin with her.
She shall not.
I say she shall, and first begin with her.
Fie, unknit that threatening, unkind brow, and dart not scornful glances from those eyes to wound thy lord. It blots thy beauty as frosts do bite the meads, confounds thy fame as whirlwinds shake fair buds, and in no sense is meet or amiable. A woman moved is like a fountain, troubled, muddy, ill-seeming, thick, bereft of beauty, and well it is so, none so dry or thirsty will deign to sit or touch one drop of it. Thy husband is one that cares for thee, and for thy maintenance commits himself to painful labor, whilst thou liest warm at home, safe and secure, and craves no other tribute at thy hands than love, fair looks, and true obedience. Too little payment for so great a debt. I am ashamed that women are so simple to offer war where they should kneel for peace, or seek for rule, supremacy, and sway, when they are bound to serve, love, and obey. My mind hath been as big as one of yours, my heart as great, my reason haply more, to bandy word for word and frown for frown. But now I see our lances are but straws, our strength as weak, our weakness past compare, that which seeming to be most, which we indeed least are. Then veil your stomachs, for
husband's foot, in token of which duty, if he please, my hand is ready, may it do him ease.
Why, there's a wench, come, kiss me. Why, let's to bed. 'Twas I who won the wager, and being a winner, I shall say, 'twas we who were married, and you who were sped.
Thou shalt go away, our friends.
Now go thy ways, thou hast tamed a cursed shrew.
'Tis by your leave she will be tamed so.